Next to interpolate, Congressman Luistro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My questions are for Major General Nolasco A. Mempin. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Your Honor.
You are the former Undersecretary for Administration of the Department of Education. That was during the stint of former Secretary, Vice President Sara Duterte. Do you confirm?
Major General,
Former Major General Nolasco,
Nolasco, you're recognized by the
Mempin.
chair.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair?
Please answer the question of Congresswoman Luistro.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you confirm having been appointed as Undersecretary for Administration of DepEd. That was during the time of former Secretary, Vice President Sara Duterte. Let us go back to your career in the AFP, General Mempin.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Back in 2017, nasan po ba kayo, General Mempin?
In 2017, ma'am, initially I was assigned in 10th Infantry Division as the Chief of the Governance and Strategy Management Office, effective January 2017. Then by August of same year, I was designated as the commander of Task Force Davao in Davao City, Mr. Chair.
So the first appointment in 2017 was at the 10th Infantry Division.
Correct, Your Honor.
Pag sinabi po ba natin, General Mempin, 10th Infantry Division, what areas are covered?
The 10th Infantry Aguila Division covers whole of Region 11 and part of Region 12, part of Region 10, and part of Region 13, Caraga, Your Honor.
And can you please cite some of the big provinces which are under these regions, General Mempin?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, for Region 11, it covers Davao City, Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur, Davao Occidental, and Davao Oriental. It also includes parts of Bukidnon, but greater part of Bukidnon is under 4th Infantry Division and part of North Cotabato, ma'am.
And for Region 12, General Mempin?
Region 12 is part of Cotabato, ma'am.
And Region 13?
Region 13 is part of Agusan Sur and a part of Surigao del Sur, ma'am.
Can you please be specific about the inclusive period when you were the commander of the 10th Infantry Division, which covers regions 11, 12, and 13?
I was designated as commander of the 10th Infantry Division in February of 2022 until my retirement in January 28, 2023, ma'am. Your Honor. And
Earlier, you mentioned about 2017, and you were likewise at the 10th Infantry Division. What specific assignment do you have during that time?
From 2017, ma'am, I was assigned as the commander of Task Force Davao, in charge of covering, actually it only covers the downtown Davao, in charge of the anti-terrorism unit of the armed forces because of the series of bombing. Because Task Force Davao was established in 2003. Then after that, in 2019, I was, after my stint at the Task Force Davao, I was designated as the commander of the 1003rd Infantry Brigade, covering parts of Davao region, specifically Davao del Norte, parts of Davao Oriental, parts of the northern or the mountainous area of Davao City, and then some parts of Bukidnon and some parts of North Cotabato, ma'am.
So would it be correct to say 2017, General Mempin, you were heading the Task Force Davao, primarily in charge with Davao City and the major parts of the Davao region. Do you confirm that?
Ma'am, for clarification, Mr. Chair, during my stint as Task Force Davao, it only covers the downtown because Davao City is divided into 3 areas. It has the downtown, midtown, and the uptown. The midtown is the downtown is the central district. Then midtown and uptown are those areas.
So which part are you in charge with?
For 2017, ma'am, 2017 until
Midtown?
2019 in
Uptown or downtown?
Downtown during task
You
force.
are in charge of downtown in 2017
Until
as the head of Task
Task
Force
Force.
Davao.
Correct, ma'am.
And then sometime in 2019, you became in charge of the 10th Infantry Brigade covering most parts of the Davao region.
Not yet, ma'am. 2019, I was designated as the brigade commander. Brigade commander is under the 10th Infantry Division still, covering Davao, some parts of Davao region, specifically Davao del Norte, Davao Oriental, and not Davao Oriental, Davao del Norte.
Yes,
part
General,
of Davao
you have
City.
stated that
Yes, ma'am.
already. And then for 2022, this is the time that you were in charge of the 10th Infantry Division covering the regions 11, 12, and 13.
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And of course, I just wish to manifest that during this time, 2017 to 2022, the president was former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And for Davao City, the mayor during that time was our Vice President, Sara Duterte.
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And considering that you are taking care of the regions, the provinces, and the city, which are considered the hometown of the president, may I know, was there any marching order coming from the president having assigned to those places?
Actually, because as member of the armed forces, our main objective is to ensure to protect the people and secure the territory for our sovereignty. So basically for the Army or the 10th Infantry Aguila Division, our focus is on insurgency problem. While in Davao City, during my stint as Task Force Davao Commander, is for the extreme terrorism, like bombing of the extreme
With all due
terrorists.
respect, General Mempin, I hope you will be responsive to the question because Davao, of course, is the place of the former president. So this representation is interested whether in your assignment in 2017, 2019, and 2022, all pertaining to the Davao region, mayroon po bang specific na marching order ang presidente, considering that these places are his home places?
I have not received any specific instructions, but
Thank you, General Mempin. I think you have answered the question already.
Thank you, Your Honor.
How
Mr.
about
Chair.
any marching order from the Vice President during your stint as Task Force Davao head?
The only instruction that I received during our assumption or during my assumption as Task Force Davao Commander is to have zero bombing incident, because he said if there's a bombing incident in Davao City, then you failed your mission as commander of Task Force Davao. So zero bombing, that's the specific instructions of former Mayor Sara Duterte.
I wish to remind you of the article which was published in Sunstar. Ang sabi po ng ating Vice Presidente noon ay City Mayor, kayo po ang head ng Task Force Davao. Don't sleep, don't breathe, don't embarrass me. Do you confirm that?
That's correct. I still have the newspaper on that, ma'am.
Now, please enlighten us, walk us through. During the time that you were assigned in Davao City and the rest of the other areas of Davao region, how will you describe the peace and order situation in Davao?
In Davao City, ma'am, actually, when I first arrived, because I was also assigned in Davao region for a short stint in 2008, the first thing that I noticed in Davao...
With all due respect, Mr. Chair, let us remind our resource speaker to be responsive to the question. We are asking General Mempin about the status of Davao with respect to the peace and order situation during your time as the head of Task Force Davao. I think that is 2017 until 2019.
For the Davao, downtown Davao, ma'am, it is very peaceful, but still the threat of terrorism is there, so the existence of Task Force Davao is still...
In the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how peaceful is Davao?
10, ma'am, because up to now, no
10.
incident of terrorism.
So that confirms the description of Colonel Garma in one of our hearings that Davao is one of the most livable city in the Philippines. You agree with that?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And of course, you're one of the reasons why you are able to maintain, or you were able to maintain, such level of peace and order in Davao City because you were the one in charge, the partner of the LGU. May we ask, General Mempin, ano po ba ang mga programang ginawa ninyo sa Davao City to be able to achieve the level 10, the highest score in terms of peace and order that you just gave to Davao City?
To be candid about it, ma'am, actually, I just continue what my predecessors have done, because when I assumed in 2017...
General Mempin, kindly focus on the programs. Ano po yung programs na inyong in-implement?
Number one, ma'am, is continued collaboration with various stakeholders, particularly with the Muslim communities in Davao City, to ensure that there will no slippage of probable or would-be bombing incident in Davao City, ma'am.
Any other programs, General Mempin?
Of course, continue information awareness to all the residents, or not only residents, but people visiting Davao. Because right now, the term right now is culture of security, where security is everybody's concern, and not only of the security units like the AFP and the Philippine National Police, ma'am.
I assume, General Mempin, that you were able to implement a lot of programs for you to be able to achieve that level 10 peace and order situation. So aside from the collaboration with Muslim communities and the information awareness dissemination, can you please cite more programs which you recall were very significant in your achievement of the level 10 peace and order in Davao City?
Yes, ma'am. Number one is collaboration, information awareness, then continued meetings with or exchange of information with intelligence units or security units in Davao, continued collaboration with the business sector, because they are the one who needs to be convinced that Davao is safe for the investment to stay in Davao or increase of it. Then, of course, you continued presence because actually the word do not sleep. We continue patrols in Davao City, mobile, fixed checkpoint in Davao Airport, and even business establishment when there are major engagement. Task Force Davao is always present. And of course, we continue to make our personnel professional because whatever programs you have, if the people, meaning our soldiers, is not professional in handling, like for example, we always conduct checkpoint operations, and we always ask indulgence of the inconvenience that we have caused to the passenger and into the drivers entering Davao City. So that's all part of our programs to ensure that everybody is cooperating to ensure that no bombing incident will occur in Davao City.
I wish to make a recap of what you said, General Mempin. You mentioned collaboration with Muslim communities, information, awareness, and dissemination to all residents, meetings with other intelligence units, collaboration with business and other sectors, presence of patrols, and presence with all other professionals to make sure that no bombing incident will happen in Davao City. You confirm that?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And these
Mr.
are
Chair.
the reasons why you were able to achieve the level 10, the highest score for the peace and order situation in Davao City. You confirm?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And I must say, Mr. Chair, General Mempin, na ito rin ang dahilan why I wish to conclude pinagtiwalaan ka ng noon ay City Mayor and now our Vice President Sara Duterte.
Yes, Your Honor.
Level 10 score is something that I am sure you will be able to gain the trust and confidence of whoever is the local chief executive of the area to which you are assigned. You agree with me?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr.
Let's
Chair.
move forward, General Mempin. Kailan po kayo nag-retire sa AFP?
I retired last January 28, 2023, Your Honor.
January 28, 2023. And I understand you entered the Department of Education during the time of VP Sara Duterte. You confirm that?
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr.
Can you
Chair.
please enlighten us? Ano pong appointment ang nabigay sa inyo during your time in DepEd?
First, ma'am, I was appointed as or recruited as consultant of Department of Education from April.
Can you please expound? Consultant on what matter?
I was a highly technical consultant because I came from the armed forces, and our former secretary and vice president consider me as an asset in collaboration or engaging the security sector.
And you believe, General Mempin, that it was your career in the AFP, which was considered by then Secretary of DepEd why you were hired as the highly technical consultant.
That's correct, Your Honor.
If you
Mr.
can
Chair.
still recall, General Mempin, ano po ba ang trabaho ng isang highly technical consultant as you were made to understand during that stint in the Department of Education?
When you become a highly consultant, meaning the unit or the agency could not have it on its own personnel, that's why they could engage or hire the services of a consultant, ma'am.
For the information of the Filipino people, General Mempin, please allow me to share the functions which were under your position as highly technical consultant. 1, provide high-level policy advice on topics agenda that are confidential in nature. 2, provide guidance, technical oversight, and expert advice to DepEd in the development of various programs in all levels of governance on safety and security. 3, engage and collaborate with other departments and security-related services. 4, submit monthly status to OSEC. And 5, perform other duties related thereto. Would you agree with me, General Memphine, that as highly technical consultant, your mandate is to make sure that the need to promote and ensure safety and security is well addressed?
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
You confirm that.
Yes.
And having confirmed that, tama po bang isipin, you are the one in charge also of the confidential funds of the Department of Education?
That's not correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Then, General Memphine, if you're not the one in charge of this confidential fund, then who is or who was?
I was not aware of, because I only more on, because after April, May, when USEC for administration is open, I was again asked if I could, but I'm not part of the utilization or how the confidential part.
But you agree with me, General Memphine, lahat ng trabaho na ibinigay sa inyo, hindi nyo ito kayang isagawa without the necessary funding. And the funding that is allowed for these purposes is, of course, the confidential fund. Do you agree with me?
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, but I had not received any instructions, and also funds, for that matter, on in the performance or in the accomplishment of tasks given or mandate to me as the consultant, Your
In
Honor.
other words, General Memphine, while your job description as highly technical consultant pertains to safety and security, you have no access to confidential fund and you did not give any instruction from the head of the agency. That is your statement. Do you confirm that?
Yes, Your Honor. I am not part of
Thank
the
you.
utilization.
Let us move
of
forward, General Memphine. Kanina may na-mention po kayo. After some time, you were appointed as the USEC for administration. Did you apply for this position?
No, ma'am. I was recruited by the former Secretary and Vice President.
Balikan ko po yung highly technical consultant. Of course, you expressed your desire because a notice of award was given to you to be the highly technical consultant. Aside from you, General Memphine, meron pa po bang iba na nag-express ng desire to be engaged as the highly technical consultant?
I'm not particularly aware of other consultants that express their willingness, but I do believe there are other consultants that the Office of the Secretary has tapped.
I understand. How about with respect to your appointment as USEC for administration? You said you were chosen. You confirm that?
I was recruited, yes, ma'am.
You were recruited. Who recruited you to become the Undersecretary for Administration?
The former Secretary and Vice President, Sara, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And would you know why? Bakit ikaw ang napusuan na bigyan at pagkalooban nitong pagiging Undersecretary for Administration ng Department of Education?
As to the reason, the actual reason behind it, I was not aware, but I can surmise trust and confidence that she has on me.
That is
maybe
correct.
the reason, ma'am.
The trust and confidence that you were able to establish as head of Task Force Davao in 2017 and being the one in charge of the 10th Infantry Division in Regions 11, 12, and 13 were very significant, not only in your engagement as highly technical consultant, but in your appointment as well as Undersecretary for Administration of DepEd. We agree on that, General Memphine.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
As a matter of fact, to illustrate how the former secretary trusted you, may I ask, are you aware of Department Order number 78, General Memphine?
Yes, ma'am.
What is Department Order number 78?
It's about the procurement, ma'am.
With all due respect, dito po sa Department number 78, ibinibigay po ang mandato na pamunuan ang Department Computerization Program sa Program Director. You confirm this?
Yes, I stand corrected, ma'am. It's about.
In other words, since 2010, General Memphine, ang Department Computerization Program ay pinamumunuan ng Program Director. Ito po ang nakasaad sa Department Order number 78. But because the former secretary trusted you so much on this position of being the Undersecretary for Administration, the DepEd issued DO number 16, series of 2023. Would you like to enlighten us kung ano po itong DO 16, series of 2023?
Actually, it's the revision of the Department Order 78, ma'am, Series 2010. It's actually revising the compositions of those for the
To
procurement
be specific, General Memphine, with all due respect, ano ho ang pinaka-significant na naging pagbabago in terms of the DepEd Computerization Program from DO 78 to DO 16?
It's not only the director who decides for the procurement of department computerization program, ma'am.
For the information of the committee, General Memphine, it is clear that from DO number 16, the management of the department's computerization program was transferred from the program director to the Undersecretary for Administration, and that is you, General Memphine. That is how the former secretary trusted you. A policy which has long been existing for 13 long years, 2010, was suddenly changed, transferring the management of DepEd Computerization Program from the program director to the office of the Undersecretary for Administration. Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can I elaborate, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please.
Please continue.
Actually, before the computerization program is, because actually we notice some issues in the DCP procurement, particularly in terms of the members. So, because there's a huge amount of money involved in the DepEd computerization program, so it was agreed through the executive committee as a collegial body to elevate the authority of deciding the DepEd computerization program from program director to but basically the program director is actively involved in the decision making.
I understand, General Memphine. Now let us go to the DepEd computerization program. Per fiscal year 2023, mayroon po kayong report. Ang sabi nyo, the delay and underperformance in procuring the ICT packages for 2023 were mainly due to the reconfiguration of the original specification and modifications of the package contents. You agree with this?
Yes.
Because this is in your report. But I wish to ask General Mempin, how come in your physical target versus accomplishment, kindly show on the screen, ito pong fiscal year 2023, this is your time, as the one heading the DepEd computerization program, simultaneous with you being the Undersecretary for Administration. 0% po ang accomplishment ng DepEd computerization program. Can you please enlighten us on this?
Actually, ma'am, nandito po yung director ng ICTS, but to give you insight on the performance, because ma'am, when we arrived in DepEd 2023, actually, it's still the 2022 DCP programs being processed because of the delay during the 2022 because of the change of the administration. So actually, ma'am, late 2023 na po na process completely yung
May we know why,
DCP.
General Memphin? Of course, we understand from the records na yung 2023 budget, hindi nyo po na-utilize, and that is the reason kung bakit naka 0% ang accomplishment rate. May we know the reason why?
Because of the partly of the procurement process, because it has to go to the Bids and Awards Committee, and the members of the Bids and Awards Committee is still hands in full in terms of the DCP 2022.
But of course, you realize, General Memphin, the value of this DepEd computerization program with respect to the learning of the students who are supposedly relying on this. Tama po ba?
That's correct, Your Honor, Mr.
And to
Chair.
complete the picture, General Memphin, I wish to share to the committee, mayroon po kayong na-procure 44,638 ICT packages and DepEd packages sa taong 2022 and 2023, ngunit ayon sa annual audit report ng COA, ang na-deliver nyo lang is 16,580. This is not even one half of what is supposed to be delivered. So to make it clear, General Memphin, na kapag procure po kayo ng 44,638 ICT packages, but per report of COA, ang delivered pa lang is 16,580, equivalent to 37% of the supposed accomplishment. Can you please explain this?
Ma'am, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, if I may request the Director of ICTS, because I was not already out of DepEd since July, so I'm not aware of the updates in terms of deliveries with regards, so that maybe
General
we could
Memphin,
have
with
a
all due
good picture.
respect, the procurement happened in 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
Ibig sabihin, nabili na po ito. 44,638 ICT packages. You were still with DepEd.
Yes,
You
ma'am,
resigned
but
only last July 2024. Tama
Yes,
po
ma'am.
ba? From your perspective as Undersecretary for Administration and the one heading the DepEd computerization program, ano po ba naging appreciation nyo dito? Anong naging dahilan why you were way below the supposed accomplishment when in fact, ang dami nyo naman palang nabili? Or, if I may rephrase the question, nasan po yung nawawalang ICT packages?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, during the 2023, only the DCP 2022 was processed, procured, and only started delivering in late 2023. And actually, only the first three.
In both dates that you mentioned, General Memphine, you're very much connected still with the Department of Education.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm explaining that during the 2023, ma'am, the DCP 2022 is prioritized, so it's only being deliberated or processed in the procurement. And late of October, there were only 3 lots of DCP which were successfully bidded out, and 13 was
Memphine,
processed in 20.
If I may interrupt, let's simplify the question. The 44,638 ICT packages were procured during that time. Only 16,000 were delivered. Nasaan po yung iba?
Ma'am, because the 3 lots supposedly delivered during December and early January of 2024 were subject to request for extension of some of the supplier, which we were not
Mr. Chair,
convinced.
I lament that General Memphine could not give a clear and complete account of this 44,638, and I still have a lot of questions to raise. So may I just request General Memphine to please submit a written accounting of this 44,638 ICT packages with respect to their current whereabouts. Simple lang po ang question, General Memphine. Nasaan yung 44,000 minus 16,000 na ICT packages? Moving forward, Mr. Chair. General Memphine, I wish to raise questions about the Deped confidential funds. There is such an AOM number 2024-15. This is dated February 1, 2024. Out of the 150 million confidential funds that were given to DepEd, only 3/4 were utilized. That is equivalent to 112.5 million. Are you aware of this, General Memphine?
I just made aware during the hearing about the confidential fund because I was not directly involved in the.
Okay, but at least you can confirm that in the General Appropriation Act of 2023, DepEd has 150 million budget for confidential fund. You're aware of that?
Yes, ma'am, as member of the EXICO.
And out of 150 million budget for confidential fund, only the first, the second, and the third quarter were utilized. That is equivalent to 112.5 million confidential fund. You're aware of that?
I was made aware of that, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
And sometime in February 2024, nag-issue po si COA ng Audit Observation Memo. Ang sabi po dito, there is such a 75 million disallowance na na-justify po nila later on, and out of this 75 million, however, mayroong 15.54 million pertaining to rewards to informers na hindi pa rin po na-clear because of lack of the necessary supporting documents. Can you please enlighten us on this?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, I was not part of how the confidential fund is being utilized, so I was not aware of the discrepancy, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
I understand. Nevertheless, General Memphine, having spent a long years of career in the military, of course you are aware about what confidential fund is.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Can you please enlighten us? What do you understand about confidential fund?
Confidential funds are funds allocated for the certain units or organizations for its security, maybe and other in the furtherance of its mandate, particularly those who cannot be gathered through the regular means of acquiring, for example, information. Ma'am.
And how will you differentiate confidential fund from intelligence fund?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, in my opinion, intelligence fund are specifically have program being, although it's not being elaborated, but it has go to the programs of organization, for example, the law enforcement unit, the armed forces, and even the LGUs. While confidential fund has more on flexibility, but as we discussed, there is certain protocol SOPs being followed under the JMC 2015-01, ma'am.
To recap what you said, General Memphil, and please agree with me if I am correct, no? Both have a purpose of addressing the safety and security of the nation. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
However, confidential fund is given to civilian offices. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
While intelligence fund is given to military offices. Tama po ba?
Military and other law enforcement
Yes.
units, ma'am.
In other words, they have the same purpose, confidential and intelligence fund. That is to take care of the national safety and security. However, magkaibang opisina ang gumagamit. Kapag confidential fund, it is given to civilian offices, at kapag intelligence fund, military and like what you said, law enforcement offices. Tama, General Mempin?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
But we have to share also that under Republic Act 7160, the Local Government Code, the LGUs are given confidential fund as well. They're authorized to have and utilize confidential fund. You must be aware of this because for the longest period of time, nandun po kayo sa Davao, and I understand like any other LGUs, nag-utilize din sila ng kanilang confidential fund. You agree with me?
I don't have the exact information, but I do believe they have. They are using confidential funds in furtherance of their mandate in respective LGUs, ma'am.
Remind lang po natin, Mr. Chair, because this was flashed already in the previous hearings. Ito po yung, should I say, escalation of confidential fund of the City of Davao, starting from 2016, 144 million. 2017, you were already the head of the Task Force Davao, 294 million. And then 2010, nandun na po kayo sa 10th Infantry Division. They have 420 million confidential fund in Davao City. And then that's 2018. And then 2019 to 2022, consistent na 460 million confidential fund. Napakalaki po nito, General Memphil. Puntahan ko po yung 2017, 294 million. You were the head of Task Force Davao. Pwede po bang malaman how you appreciate the utilization of the 294 million confidential fund?
Again, ma'am, in my to be candid about it, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, I was not aware of how the confidential fund is being utilized or implemented. But I just wanted to report to the body that the LGU of Davao, even before and after my term, is being supported in terms of logistics, meaning our vehicles, the maintenance of vehicles are coming from the LGU, and if there are major activities like gathering, like Kadayawan, Araw ng Davao, all the security elements involved in the securing Davao City and its major events, the LGU is providing support in terms of meals and logistics, meaning fuel to our vehicles, ma'am.
In other words, General Memphine, all the activities that you raised earlier, collaboration with the Muslim communities, information dissemination, meetings with other intelligence units, collaboration with different sectors, presence of patrols, and coordination with other professionals. These are the activities which were supported by that 294 million in 2017.
I have no idea, but because aside from Task Force Davao, there are also members of the Joint Task
But
Force Haribon.
at least, those activities were part of the expenditures of the 294 million in 2017. Do you agree?
I believe so, ma'am, but I'm not 100% sure.
Thank you. Now let us go to AOM 2024-15. Ito po yung na-mention ko kanina, General Memphine, na mayroong disallowance na 75 million. Out of 75 million, the basis of the disallowance of 15.54 million is the lack of supporting documents for payment of rewards. Reward to informers. And in response to the AOM, nakatanggap po ang COA ng certification galing sa 4 na AFP officers. 1 is Colonel Moransing, 2 is Lieutenant Colonel Sangdaan, 3 is Colonel Panopio, and 4 is Major General Bahaw. Mayroon pong pinapa-explain ang COA na 15 million. This is about payment of reward to informers, and then in response, nag-submit po ang DepEd ng 4 na certification. General Memphine, can you please enlighten us? What are these certifications all about?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, the certification that I was asked to coordinate with commanders on the area with regards to the conduct of the Youth Leadership Summit are present here. And I was just asked to get the feedback from these units of the Army in particular of how they conduct the Youth Leadership Summit in their respective area and how effective it in securing or ensuring that these student out of school youth and even indigenous peoples, youth of indigenous peoples are protected, no? Because that's one of the thrust of also of Department of Education, that our youth be able to be a productive citizens of our country.
Thank you.